come back to it. Weirdo horses. This is pretty much a brand new home stand, and it's already kind of crapping out. It's crazy. Morning, guys. Anybody who knows, I usually, one, am mucking in the other direction, and two, don't have the gate open. The reason it's open is because, fuck you, Brazil, it's freezing here. We got like a dusting, a little bit more than a dusting of snow last night. But anyhow, I'm going to work Finley. Finley is my yearling. There's not a lot to work on at this age, but I prefer to teach him a little bit about forward, backward, side-to-side motion, possibly wearing a third single at this size, because at this age, their bucks are way shorter than if you wait until they're monsters. And she is Tilly's daughter, so she's not going to be a little girl. Good morning. I will be cutting my hair a little bit. It's just getting a little too long, but that won't happen until April 4th. It's not gonna be a major haircut, just a little bit. How cold? Cold enough my stand broke, apparently. Fuck me. Okay, whatever. It's in the high 20s. Sunny though. All I want is the sun. I really can handle the rest. I'm really used to the rest. But if it's at least sunny out, that makes everything better. You just need a little vitamin D in your life, that's all. So I have Finley out and she's waiting on the cross ties, but as some of you guys know, I end up giving a lot of horses like cross tie time. The reason is our shows require a lot of cross tie time. When you're prepping like one horse for a light horse show, you can pretty much be completely hands-on, get that horse out in a reasonable manner, blah, 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 blah. When you're in a draft horse show and you have like 9 horses to prep, they gotta come out, stand, you get one done, go through, go tails, go through, do mains, go through, do hoofs, etc., etc., etc. It makes it so you don't really have the same timeline as you would if you only had one horse. Kind of sounds obvious, but the part that's a little less obvious, and that took years for me to learn, is that that means that when you're at home, you got to treat them like you're at a show. So basically, I'll like get them out, and then they can stand. And then I get them out, and they can stand over and over and over again. Till I think, until we're at the shows, and then people ask, how does your baby stand so well? And it's like, well, because she has to stand in between all my videos. Especially if you watch the updated video of yesterday, Roxanne and Ellie were just outstanding. So. Good morning. So, as some of my diehard regulars know, I didn't break a window, it's the gate. I am a huge fan of electrical tape, and I'm going to have to find some for that stand. How many hands is my finest horse? Well, since I think that yearling is my finest horse, I'd say about 16. If you're trying to ask how tall, my tallest horse, 18.1. Doesn't act it. What's up, Joey? He's one of my finer horses on this planet, and he's 17.3, maybe 17.2. He also knows better than being here. This is why he's taking tiny steps. Yeah, you're a sassy frass. I swear to God, all the best horses have the worst attitudes, which sounds really funny to say that, but there's something correlated with a horse that has like a really strong personality, and that yeah, I haven't had to wear my furs in a while. It's not that cold. My finger, although severely fucking jammed, is doing okay. I can curl it. The only problem about it is, like, I've had a lot of people tell me tape it to the other finger, tape it to the other finger. I can't. I have to wear gloves, so I can't tape my fingers together. And then I want to be able to pull off my gloves quickly, so I'm not going to tape them after. I do understand the benefits of it, but I also am enjoying being able to work it. It seems to help. Hi, honey. I get this stall down, we're gonna go work her daughter. So this is Tilly's stall. Yeah, I knew you'd be the ballsy one to do it. There's a reason this horse got his nuts cut off, and it's because he is one ballsy motherfucker. This hat is a Pro Series hat, and it was $240. I'm guessing that company's tanking because you can't order half any of the shit that you used to be able to. That really sucks. Because like my red one's dying, and I wanted to get other colors, but now I have to risk getting different styles and all the other works. Like, how great would a green one look right now? Not a barrel racer, but it'd be entertaining. Hello. When do I plan on being honest with sources? I think one thing about me is that I'm almost honest to a fault. Makes it hard for me to make friends because I have a tendency to tell you exactly the truth, so. Men and women just think differently. I wouldn't try in a zombie apocalypse for fucking anything at this point. So I actually do both, but my color's blue, my neck is red. Good song. I don't know sizing of shit, and I sure as hell don't know cubic metric settings. So I'm not very much help in that. I am planning on building a barn that it actually can be sufficient for this situation. We've definitely outgrown this, and it's sort of falling apart. So eventually I'm hoping these will just be spare quarantine stalls instead of the main barn of stalls. So. What's up, Ray Ray? That's brave of Raina. I am a little earlier today, thank goodness. Got my shit together a little bit. I'm also going to work another horse. I don't have the spark me enough to take out the stud. Like, I wish I could wear that one. Wish I could work that one with Joey. A long time ago, I had a stud who was more beloved than Striker is. And he, like, one day just flipped on a dime. And then we could no longer work him with my favorite horse. And it just all became a giant shit show. So I don't know where he's at mentally. I really hate that I had Vivian who could totally keep him in charge. Now I can't. I don't have him there that fucking bitchy and bossy and strong. So I don't really know who I trust him with. Obviously, it has to be a horse that's not in heat. And currently, who is going to be his teammate is just barely coming out of that cycle. So, I don't trust that situation. I don't trust him with Joey yet. So, I should get him worked. Maybe I'll put him on the walker or something. All right. Hello, pull in. Not imagining I'm gonna have to wear the fur coats anytime soon. They're being so lazy. So, thanks. Yeah, I'm pretty particular about how it's done. Guys, under what fucking circumstance? You guys can come out and see the dusting of snow we got. It's not enough to complain about, but I still am gonna whine. Jesus. She's having an iffy day. Let's get another horse. Let's get a horse actually worked. I do ride a couple of the horses. I don't ride them all. Kind of depends on a lot of things. Bailey, Vivian, I did. Ellie, I do. Bailey's pretty good at it. Vermont is going to go into mud season pretty soon. Now, I'm gonna attempt to groom this horse. It's gonna be a fucking joke because it is so fluffy. They are very fluffy as babies. And then basically every year after, they just slowly get less and less and less fluffy. For winter, that is. Just try to pull off some of his hair. Hi, honey. Usually, especially after all night, yes, it is just nice to see the sun out. And you look so cute with your duck tail. So there's a lot of crud buildup in their feet. And if you teach them to handle and almost enjoy getting their teeth cleaned out at this age, you don't have to deal with a big, freshly pulled out mare who does not want her ass touched or teats. So this is the sort of stuff I'm talking about. That is nasty. Technically, those will all fall out, so I'm not gonna beat the fuck out of her. Now, there's a reason. You don't have any of that type though. Okay. So, this one's a baby. So she's a little smaller. I'd give her like 9, not even 9. How about your 700 or 800 pounds? All right. Your hair is still a mess. Well, let's get a little brushing. I'm not really sure why I have one of these in here, but it seems like a better option to just wipe down from a distance. Well, why don't we do that more often? It's like Swiffer sweeping. Be a good one for any horse that's jumping on its hind legs. Like it's all hairy. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a surcingle on her, and we're just gonna try to guide her back and forth around in a circle. This isn't gonna be like some major training sesh. I just honestly haven't worked with this horse in a long fucking time. She is sweet, she's good-natured, so it is what it is. I did not get 6 inches. I got dusting. Nothing crazy. Let's see. Hi. Violet. Flippy. Milo! Okay. Now she doesn't need a very big one. For sure. Okay. This is called a surcingle. And we're just going to teach her a little bit about harness work without actually teaching her on anything harnessing wise. Wearing tacks is pretty much all it's going to be. Best way to measure where half is. So these are obviously on the big guys. That's the middle one. There. So this will just teach her what it's like to feel a little like constricted. Yep, there you go. Easy. So like, holy shit. Maybe I shouldn't have had that be the first time in the barn. Next, we're just going to hit. This is going to be the first time she's had a crooper on. She's like, what the fuck is going on? Now, these, even at the highest setting, gotta go up a little bit. It's always like twice as much as you think. Okay. Now this is the part that Striker can't stand, that's the stud. But hopefully, if you don't ruin it for him, you don't make it nasty. Experience. They don't enjoy it, but at least maybe they won't clench so much. There. Like I said, this is not going to be a major training sesh. I'm not putting a bit in her mouth. She's too young to need that. This is just to get things started with teaching her about it. This is more of my hobby, but going live for you guys, showing it all off, and then the advertisement for our OnlyFans is more of my actual job. Thanks, I guess. So we'll see how this goes. I'm not going to try to confuse her too much with anything going on. She used to lunge. I haven't lunged her in I don't know how long. October, when she went to the last show she went to. So this will be interesting. Yeah, this is beyond the job. So you guys can see the full workout on how to train Clydesdales. So it's going to be a little weird doing this. Like, that's her mother, by the way. Just came running up. Gonna make sure she remembers the basics. And then I will be expanding from there. Girl. Yep, that's very fun. So this area used to not have that giant thing in it. It was probably a little easier for me to work them then. God, you were so beautiful. I know, that's gonna not be fun. Good girl. Hey, who? Hey. Who? Good girl. So we're just gonna jump right to it. So when I put her halter on this morning, I chose what's called a rope halter. The rope halter just has these pressure points and can be sized to her a little bit more than my others. And I've got these drawing long lines, but I'm not using the drawing purpose today. I'm going to run it through the top of the stir single, through a guide. And then I clip to 2 sections of it. And the reason being is if I clip to only below, it can slip below. And if I clip to only above, it goes up. So we're going to do a little bit of both. Now from here, we're going to hope that when I pull on the left one, she goes left. And when I pull on the right one, she goes right. What might happen is she might do something called a hurricane tornado, where she just sort of sits there and fucking spins. Definitely had plenty of that happen. And she might also just surprise the shit out of us. Get this first time we walk trot around in both directions. She might also chew the shit out of them. Don't you dare. These are my nice ones. We'll see. Okay. So first, I'm gonna pull left, right, right. If she does not feel that, okay. Float. She's always used to going forward, so there you go. That's it. There you go. That's it. she can figure out a turn. Not too far. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's the tornado. There you go. Good girl. Go forward. Okay. Good girl. Not too far. There you go. Good girl. There you go. Good girl. There you go. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Keep going. Okay. Get a little more fluidity and then we're going to call it. Ay. There you go. Finley. Good girl. There you go. Yeah. Now you can pretty much see why we end up checking them, because when I go to steer her and she wants to avoid where I'm pushing for her head to go, the first thing they do is they lower their head down or raise it up, but somebody got to stop. Oh, you're so fancy. Got the idea. Oop. Gonna let her process it for a bit. Back up. Back up. Good girl. There you go. Oop. Back. 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 Good girl. Now, back up. There you go. There we go. That's the licking and chewing I want. Oop. Good girl. Now, when I come inside, I like to avoid the confusion of what she just learned and completely unhook. girl. Now, there's plenty of things I would do that would be like, I don't even want to know. I'll go back through and I'll enjoy reading all the comments. This is, I don't know. There were 4 in 1 year. There's a 2-year-old. Those 2 are up to 9. 12th. This is, oh God. If we're not even including my light horses, this is probably my 12th draft horse that I have trained. So, I do go live on other platforms. Walking. I don't even know what it is. Vermont, yes. You guys are the best. This is not a hackamore, it's actually just a rope halter. Beautiful by animal abuser. Okay. So anyhow, moving on. I don't think you can be beautiful and an animal abuser. Call me old school, but this is not a hackamore. This is just a rope halter, and it's actually one thing I would change, or I will change sooner than later about this training. Being that she's only a yearling, I don't want to rip on her face, or have back up. See how much give there is to it? I'm not even fighting with her. She's just, I mean, I don't even think there's pressure. Hey. There you go. Move over. She's just learning how to give to pressure, and sometimes with things like this, they don't really get the idea. But, there you go. She did pretty good overall. I like, yeah, she responded. She's pretty much like her mother. You don't have a lot of oomph in there. Now, one thing, we will see how this goes, I want to do is I'm going to turn her out, I'm going to turn Bailey out, and I'm going to turn the Foal out, I think. I don't know. I want the Foal to play with somebody, but I don't want it to be somebody who will hurt. So I won't leave her out all day with her, but I do think it would be good for the Foal to hang out with somebody a little closer to her age, even if it's off by 11 months. It's more than 11. 12. The broodmare is handling it well, but next one is I'm going to put out the broodmare. Point being, it's like kind of her little safety guide. This will also see, oops. Bring that in. If this one is willing to help out at all with the Foal. So, I have not worn an actual black one yet, by the way. There's a charcoal one. Ugh. Hopefully I can get a new red one. Red ones don't like me right now. So I'm not usually one to leave halters on when I turn them out. The only reason I am, come on, is in case something goes wrong, I want to be able to quickly grab the animal. So now let's wish me luck. Let's grab the Foal. Foal is starting to get halter broke. Starting is an understatement. She thinks that this is animal cruelty. If you guys want to talk about what somebody thinks is animal cruelty, this is a number one. Hi. You excited? I'm turning out with a pasture mate. Hi. So this is what I mean by she thinks it's cruel. She's like, under no circumstances does my itty bitty little perfect face need to be contained by a rope. You are wrong. I have to. And we just casually walk and hope and pray that she thinks this is a good idea. Because otherwise, not much you can do besides struggle with them. Here comes the struggle. So I don't think their eyes adjust very well. So it takes her a while to decide to come out the door. But, okay. Finley, if you beat up my baby, I'm going to beat you. I don't think that's going to happen, or I wouldn't do this. But one step at a time. You are the one who played Mrs. I'm So Fucking Brave that you could go out with her. Shh. Come on. Okay, I got my answer. So this is going to be pretty fucking emotional for me. Actually extremely emotional for me. Bailey is not the mother, so you guys have to keep that in mind. I don't want to go over all the details every single day that the foal is orphaned. However, that's the grand dam. She's been going out with her, and she won't let her nurse off of her, which is perfectly fine. She is pregnant on her own. The reason I'm turning Finley out with her was to try to let the foal get socialized with other horses. And I wasn't prepared for the fact that Bailey is absolutely going to protect the foal. I don't think the foal per se needs a lot of protection. I don't think Finley has a mean bone in your body, honey. She's too young. She's too happy. She's not a mean horse. However, the fact the foal can seek comfort and protection against her grand dam is pretty fucking cool. I'm not sure I'm handling well that Bailey definitely knows that that is her daughter's baby. Hopefully this doesn't mean that she ends up rejecting her own foal when that one comes. But this is that. She's going to look out for her grandchild, and she is not going to let anybody hurt her. But hopefully she does let her play. That last weekend was to let the foal hang out and play with someone her own age. So cool. Yeah. I mean, I think it's a little more intense than that. If I'm being honest, I came home one day and the foal was running around in the pasture with everybody, proud as fuck. So I knew that they already didn't kill her for doing that. However, I don't think I was ready for the fact that she's like, okay, and I will watch the foal. So, good stuff. Right in the feels. I'm not going to leave them out all day. They really don't need to be out all day all together. It was just sort of an idea to start getting a safe way of seeing where they're going to be and how they're going to interact when they all become a herd. There is nothing ideal about losing a mare. My update video, I only briefly went over what a loss it is to me financially, physically, for the hitch, for my herd, emotionally, because she was my firstborn. There's a lot of reasons there that I wasn't quite sure what to do about it. If only, I'm really hoping that this means Bailey will give the foal the same attitude in life as Vivian had, because that was a strong ass fucking mare, and to put it briefly, she almost made it, and almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, but any other one of my horses wouldn't have even remotely tried to make it. Hand's doing a lot better. I can't make a fist. It's just a little swollen and stuff. But otherwise than that, the movement. Do. Here's Joey's stall, my favorite. He's such a hog, so. Hello everybody, welcome. Hope you guys are having a good day. I got Fin worked this morning. See where she's gonna go out. Got a long ways till she's in the hitch. But I like to start them off now because I'm 5'4" and about 120 pounds. And I don't in particularly like to train them when I don't have control over them. I already don't have control over them, if I'm being honest. I mean, Finley could have taken off of me at any point. The fuck am I gonna do? She could pull 200 pounds easily with her head. The Foal already, can overpower me. But handle a lot, that's for sure. This is not the wheelbarrow that holds water, so I'm not dumping those in there. I'm not drinking a lot of water, which is weird because I give them a lot of salt, so. Thanks, guys. You're really sweet. Just gonna go through picking the stalls. I mean, that was insane to watch. I knew that when there's different levels on how you can connect with horses, and you're not gonna talk me out of the voodoo-ness, because honestly I really hate the voodoo-ness of hocus pocusy, there are several horses on this property that I have connected to on more of a spiritual level and just known what they're thinking than others. And maybe how other people look at horses. When we brought home Vivian's body and her foal, Bailey called out, especially when the foal hit the ground. And whinnied herself, and you could see the expression in Bailey's face that she knew something was wrong. She heard her daughter's foal call out, and she didn't hear Vivian. Vivian and her were thick as thieves. So to not have that was pretty intense. So the fact that Bailey's going to protect that foal is huge to me because, here we go, shake it off, no more emotions. That's huge to me because the fact that when it comes to building the new barn, where and how I turn out the horses is only going to be possible based off of who I can put in herds with each other. And knowing that Bailey will be able to at least look out for the foal over the next month and a half is going to immensely change how I can introduce her to the rest of the herd. So that's pretty cool. La-di-da, la-di-dee, la-da, la-di-da-da. I don't know what song that is. I don't know why that's stuck in my head. It's apparently a little, is it blurry for you guys? This song is Numa Numa. You guys got a couple ideas of what I'm singing? No, it's not blurry. Okay. Hey everybody, how are you guys doing? Thank you. What time is it? Okay, got 30 minutes until I feed the foal. Skills, they're multiplying. And then who's in no control? The power is sublime. It's electrifying. We're gonna get through 2 more stalls and then I'm going to end up logging off for a little bit. Getting through some other stuff. That shape up. I need a man, and my heart is on you. Honey. I do know quite a few ways around horses, that's for sure. Every single horse seems to have one full bucket of water. So that's a little weird. Things I like about doing my own chores are things that I can end up like following my own how they're doing. Because I'm the one who's doing the chores. So I know if they're doing well or not, or if they drank a lot, or if they didn't drink enough, or all those little itty bitty details that you really should know about your own horse. I know, I need to go dump this wheelbarrow. I have no idea how Bailey is going to handle balancing 2 foals, but I have a real funny sense she is going to figure it the fuck out. Because she's out there right now, still protecting that baby from meeting anybody. It's kind of funny to me, because So I won't put Bailey through that all day, mostly because of the fact she's already pregnant herself. That's going to be a lot. My story of working with horses has a lot of randomness to it. I am a first generation Clydesdale breeder, which means my parents were not into this. My parents, this one threw me off. We were well off enough to have horses, but in our backyard, because we were broke. So, my dad was able to build 3-bay sheds, and we did run in and out situations and raised our own hay, which is why I don't do that anymore. But we also, because of that, like, so I never had a trainer. Nor did I ever have a fucking trained horse. So it wasn't really hard for me to figure out how to train a horse. I guess I just kind of knew what I wanted my horse to do, and would, continuously and quiet, calm, ask the horse to do what I wanted it to do until it did it. Wasn't really that hard. For me, it made a lot of sense. So, I had horses in my backyard since I was 10. Then I started getting jobs with horses, and ironically, I always said, I had a great mentor, taught me a lot, and one thing he used to say is, get a job doing what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. It's cool, except for he left out the fact, it's kind of like master of, a jack of all trades is a master of none. That is not how the full sentence goes. It ends with, which is oftentimes better off than a master of one. Yeah, so fuck the bitch who used to tell me jack of all trades is the master of none, because I rode, I drove, I did all this other shit. Yeah, well, she can't do any of it, but she can do one thing really well. And so the same thing goes for the saying of doing a job that you love and you never work a day in your life. It's pretty cool, except for when you turn what you love into work. And I definitely hit that point at one session. I had a job working with that man and horses, and it wasn't fun for me. And it made it so when I came home, I didn't want to work horses. It made it so when I got home, I was tired. Made it so all of my stuff, so like I'd wear bibs all day, obviously, trying to stay warm and dry. I'd get home, I couldn't like really expand myself anymore to wear those bibs for a second longer. They're wet, they were destroyed. So I'd have to have like my work bibs, my play bibs, and then you don't get to have any enjoyment. And I ended up calling it quits on the horse jobs. So I'm a dental assistant. But then I started OnlyFans. Discovered that's a job you can do doing what you love. Going live, and then it turned into this other situation. Now, you'd think that I'd hate doing my own horse chores now, but one, the motivation to stand up and be there for you guys really helps with getting horses worked. But then two, it's building my own stuff. Before, when I was doing it for other people, I walked away with a paycheck, but nothing to my name. And they're not high-paying jobs. So, because of that, it does make things really difficult. So, yeah, I follow my dreams now. Which is why, like, when people say anything about my dad, that man does not give a fuck. He wishes it was maybe over trains or something, but he doesn't care. He just leaves some of the weirdest fucking comments. Some of them are sweet, some of them are really thought out, and some are just fucking weird. So. There's one turd under the tripod I want. Studying for aircraft mechanics. Nice. As long as that's what you enjoy in life. Really need people to choose really good careers right now. I think everybody's going for a touchy-feely job. Ironic, mine is touching and feeling me, but I like to think I'm helpful when it comes to dental assisting. Alright. Howdy! I get the slogan for Whataburger. It's a funny one though, I know that. Well, by the looks of it, Raina's not going to shit outside today because she saved it off for in here. Holy fuck. Trash your stall. Thanks for that, right? I say the dumbest shit. I worked here yesterday. I did work for no, I didn't. I worked for Fan and Ellie yesterday. Ellie and Raina didn't do anything. Should go for a drive, but the sun's out. Actually, that is a really good idea. I should work her. 6, 10. Yeah. Gotta work her and Joey. Who's ready to watch me get a horse out? 2 horses. I really wish I could trust myself to work her with Striker, but I don't. I just don't want it to end bad while I'm alone. Okay. Let's go grab a team of horses. Beautiful eyebrows. Very lucky I don't have to control them too much. Actually, JK, I'm changing my mind again. Typical fucking woman, can't make one up right. We're gonna work Tilly and Joey because Tilly needs the most amount of work. And that's final. Okay. You're not supposed to be a team. One's the wheel, one's the leader, but he really doesn't need as much help. And Joey has more of a grit to him. I might have to change Joey's bit because he's got a little too much grit, so let's get that going. Chill. Joey. A little bit of sun and suddenly I have some fucking motivation. I knew I was right. That's all I needed. Sorry about that, guys. Going to get a horse. 2 horses. We got Joey and Tilly. Tilly has the most hind end issues. I've discussed it a lot in the past. She'll probably get on Aquan or something. So don't bump that over, and I know you're going to. Okay. Here you are. Back up. Now hold on tight, guys, because this is going to be the fastest I ever get a team hooked up. I have enough time, technically, as long as I focus, which is usually not a good time to try to take out a team. Because if it goes wrong, so. As you going last time. I want to swap your sides. I don't really care. Okay. At least I can swap your sides. There's a couple of harnesses that have more of a predisposition on where they're gonna go. Those are not as much. Don't bump it over. So, here we go. JoJo. JoJo's harness is up here. Her harness is down there. And I'll push her back after I get her bridled. Let's see how fast we can do this. Back up. Man, is it beautiful out. The classic favorite. There you go. It might warm up by May. Let's hope. My bad, buddy. Nasty. Yuck. Okay. And we gotta harness the other one. I don't know what the fuck they're doing out back, but it's making a lot of noise. Let's harness Tilly Tail. Why she's gotta be so difficult. Difficult. I hope the dew barn is starting or here by May. Rattle this bitch. She's like a girl. Yes, I am in Vermont. She knows what's coming. This mare's not stupid. She gets very head tossy about this sage too. One thing I had kind of written in, you see how nasty she gets about this? You know, I learned one, yeah? There you go. God damn, you are fucking cool. Nice. Love you. Might be the first time I've said that about you. Basically, from the day she showed up, she looked like a disappointment, so it's pretty cool watching her become much better than that. You're going up a hole, too. The barn is too short. I'll give you guys that credit. But there is more clearance than what it looks like while I do this. I can't wait to have a barn that's going to be bigger that they won't ever be able to whack their head on. Let's get you back up and in line. Get your teammate. At some point, we're going to try something different today, but it's really important not to change too many things all at once. I want to end up changing the height of his check today. That's what we're going to do. time is it? Ooh, it's time for me to go get the food. Baby's gonna be wondering where her food is. I'll get them fully hooked up and then I'll sort out where Milo is and feed the baby. Yeah. These. I'm hoping if I check him up. Ooh. Stiff in the cold weather. If I check him up, I'm hoping it sets him back on his haunches, makes him pull a little bit harder and not so much on the front hand. Because he is getting very heavy-handed, especially for being a Clyde. You guys did not like my discipline to move him over yesterday, 2 days ago. Guess what? It worked. These are called jockeys, not to be confused with the dumb jockeys that don't do shit on their backs. These make it so we can pull and brake. This is technically the braking system. Over. Good girl, boy. Good boy. Step up. You can't let him boss you around like that, babe. Do this the reverse way that I did the other day. See if it makes a bat shat of a difference. Either way, he's short enough. It's kind of awkward. Step up. Step up. Step. Step up. Step all the way. There you go. There we go. Got him. Good girl. shit. Boy. All right, now I gotta go feed the baby, and then I am going to end up bringing them out for a drive. So I will talk to you guys later.